Hi friends! So today we're doing our last lesson of topic 7. We're doing 7-8. So in this lesson we're going to be talking about number stories and just what that is. And of course we're going to start with our solve and share today. So it says here to write a story number that has an answer of 20. Then write an equation to match your story. Okay, so before I do this, I want to write my equation, right? Let's do subtraction. So let's do blank minus blank equals what? Well, they said to write a number story that has an answer of 20. So now I'm going to put 20 here. So we get to have some fun with this and choose our own numbers. So what minus what will get me 20? Well, let's not make this complicated here. Let's just do 30 minus 10. So easy. Now, what is a story that I could make of this? A story is basically like a word problem. So let's think about this. Subtraction that has to do with this. So I'm going to go ahead and do it over here. This is our example for later. All right, so our equation was 30 minus 10 equals 20. So it's a subtraction problem. So let's go ahead and do that. So we could do Miss Ortiz has 30 blueberries. She then gives Sophia 10 of her blueberries. How many blueberries does she have now? You see what I did here? I put 30 because this was the first part of my equation. That's what we started with. Then gives, that special word, kind of tells the person that that's a subtraction problem. Kind of, the gives kind of, oh, it would do it, symbolizes my subtraction problem. Then 10, give Sophia 10 of her blueberries. And then, of course, we have the answer, which is what the problem started out with, right? And that's obviously the answer, but that's how you would word your story problem. And that's basically what our solve and share is, guys. It's super easy, and I actually love it. It's super fun. You can get creative with these things, just kind of open your mind a little bit with this. All right, and that's it for our solve and share. Now we can go into our visual learning for today.
You can write a number story to help you solve a math problem. What is a number story?
All right, so what is a number story, guys? I want you to think about it based on our solve and share. What is a number story? I want you to think about it. Well, when I think about it, I think about a word problem that basically is kind of like an equation, but with words.
A number story is a word problem that tells a story about numbers. Write a number story for 68 minus 33. Then write an equation to match your story. Ask yourself, how can I show what numbers and symbols mean? Then think about what 68, 33, and the minus sign mean in this problem, and use those numbers and the minus sign to help you write your story. Subtraction stories can be about separating or about comparing. This story is about separating. Harry finds 68 acorns. He gives the...
Uh-oh, why did it pause? All right, so they basically already wrote their story based on 68 minus 33. And this is a separating subtraction story, not a comparing, because they're not comparing to different amounts, right? They're losing, which means it's a separating story. Let's see what they did here.
33 of them to Joyce. How many acorns does Harry have left? Why is this a separating story? This is a separating story because Harry has 68 acorns, and then he separates 33 of them to give to Joyce. How many acorns does Harry have left? Subtract to answer the question in the problem. 68 minus 33 equals 35. So Harry has 35 acorns left. How can you check?
All right. So they ended up solving the word problem themselves and they got 35. What are some different ways we can check their work? Let's think about some things we did in class. What are some different strategies? Maybe they could draw a picture so they could do their base 10 blocks. What else could they do? Maybe they could do their tens and ones chart. Well, let's keep it going.
Check this answer to make sure that it is correct. One way to check this answer is to add 35 and 33 to make sure that the sum is 68.
The answer is correct.
Keep this example in mind when you write your own number stories.
All right. So let's go ahead and do an example together. So we're going to make a story out of 33 minus 13, and we're going to do a separating story. Let's talk a minute about the difference between a separating story and a comparing. A separating story is when they're separating something, right? So you're giving something away, you're separating. A comparing story is something that we've talked about in class when you're basically comparing someone's amount to someone's amount, right? How many more does this person have than this person? How many less does this person have than this person, right? You're comparing numbers. But when we're separating, it's when you're separating stuff from that number, right? This person gives or this person lost. Those are some keywords. So let's do this. First, I want you to think about it before I start typing. What is a story problem that you could do with this? What is a story problem we could make with 33 minus 13? Well, I think I can come up with one, so let's do this. Keelan has 33 Pokemon cards. He gives Julian 13 of his cards. How many Pokemon cards does Keelan have now? All right, so we know this is a separating story problem we made because here's 13, right? Our 13. And the special word here is gives. Gives tells us we're doing a separating story, okay? They're not asking you how many more does Keelan have than Julian. How many less does... No, they're not asking you that, right? They're saying he gives Julian this much, so how many does he have left? So gives Julian 13 of his cards. And we know this is separating because they're separating his number, right? He's splitting his 13. He gave away 13. Okay? All right. So now that we did that example, you guys get to do some work in your workbooks based on this. I think it's going to be pretty fun and easy for you guys. If you have any questions, send me a message on Class Dojo. And that's really it, you guys. I miss seeing you in class. It's definitely not the same. It's more fun in person, but we're going to have to do it this way for a while, friends. Have a great day.